Okay, hi. In my last video, I demonstrated how I made a Christmas card based on a 19th century Thomas Nast engraving. I thought I'd just like to show you some of my others. This first one was by a man called Robert Seymour. He had a very tragic life, actually. He was an exceptionally successful illustrator and cartoonist in the first couple of decades of the 19th century. And then he sadly took his own life just after he'd started illustrating the Pickwick Papers, but that's another story for another day. What I like about this one is you can really see, the pagan Father Christmas here with his wassail bowl full of alcohol, and there seems to be another bottle sticking out the basket here, riding a traditional Yule goat, which is more of a Scandinavian tradition than a British one, with a massive crown of holly too. Now this next one is copied from an illustration of the Illustrated London News in the 1840s. Again, very similar figure, long flowing locks and beard, wine flowing, and you notice he's bringing joy to the adults. This is not a figure for children. Another one from the Illustrated London News, and this was right at the end of the 1840s. And if you're thinking the figure looks familiar, well, I think that the best known illustration of this kind of Father Christmas was John Leech's illustration of the Ghost of Christmas Present in the original edition of A Christmas Carol. Now this next one is based on an illustration in Punch by Sir John Tenniel. He's best known for illustrating the original edition of Alice in Wonderland. And this was a cartoon which originally appeared in Punch, where we see the spirit of charity here trying to wake up Old Man Christmas, Father Christmas. And this is very, very much how Tenniel used to portray him. You see he's still got the crown of holly there, although there is the idea of him getting up and giving out toys as well. So this is waking up Father Christmas. The next one, now I took a bit of a liberty with this one. This was a cartoon in Punch with Father Christmas making his rounds. You can just see he's got his holly bush there and gifts to bring cheer with, a little basket. But in the original, a little boy or a little girl is sitting there and they don't really know him, and it's kind of a satire and also quite a demonstration of a Victorian social conscience. A similar one in this one. Say, they're very similar, the two of them. One had a little boy in it, one had a little girl in it. Well, you can see that Tenniel actually has Father Christmas carrying a turkey on his back. So, the turkey's been around in Britain for quite a while. A couple more inspired by or copying Tenniel. There we are. Once the doors open, you can see the excitement of the children all around him. Whether it's because of the Christmas tree that he's bringing or because they're hoping for presents, it's not really clear. But there's a really snowy landscape outside as well. And final Tenniel one. Now this one, once he's inside the house, Father Christmas. Now he's got his bowl there. Now that's based on the traditional wassail bowl. Well, wassail was a fairly disgusting sounding drink full of spirits and cider and punch and cinnamon and all kind of vomit inducing things. This one just looks like a happy jolly Father Christmas bringing pleasure to the kids, but actually if you look, there's some interesting figures here, like a German in a helmet. That I think is based on Emperor Napoleon III, and I think it's the idea of Father Spirit of Christmas bringing peace and goodwill to all men of all nations, which is rather nice. And so to finish off, I've got just a few designs which I've based on the great Thomas Nast. There's a certain mischievousness about Thomas Nast's Santa. We see him being either unpackaged or packaged there in a packing crate. The children as well were probably Nast's own children, because he often did that. Now, there's this strange thing about Santa in Nast's cartoon, but he's almost got this kind of like elfish, mischievous spirit quality about him, which I think you see in this one as much as any others. I'll be honest, I'm not that fussed about this design, and I probably won't give this card. Here he is, close up, the twinkly old rogue. With that, again, he's got that strange twiggy hat on there, which I don't really understand. Surrounded by mistletoe, this one. Now, these children here, clustered all around him, were probably his own children. Certainly, this lad recurs more than once in some of the other designs he did. And this next one's one of my favourite. Now, Santa, domestic setting, just having a sing-song, playing the piano and really enjoying himself. I love this one. Now, a lot of the time, Nast Santa is smoking a pipe. And here, it looks like he's just having a crafty smoke either before he goes down the chimney or when he's just been down the chimney. Now, remember I said about the little lad who would have been Nast's own son? Well, there he is again in this one. Caught Santa in the act. Get a nice picture that. In the 19th century, they did sentiment very, very well. And here we see the old rogue letting his hair down a bit. The lady there, now it looks like she's in Welsh costume, but actually this was traditional costume anyway. And you can see she's Mother Goose, which it just says there. I like the little cat playing the fiddle in the background. Now remember that lad, young Master Nast? There he is again. And the idea behind this one is he's been a bit of a naughty boy, which is why Santa is holding either the letter or his list behind him. And you can see with the pointing finger there, he's giving him a little bit of a talking to about his future conduct. This is really rather sweet, of the little boy putting his stocking up. And then the last one, which is the one I showed you in the last video, which you actually saw me making, Santa on the newfangled telephone, which is a lot quicker than writing him a letter. So there you go. I hope that the recipients will like them, and I hope you enjoyed seeing them too. See you soon.